found some good news, some actual factual good news, guys. We all know that beyond the stresses of living under capitalism, of living under white supremacy, of living under the patriarchy and misogyny and homophobia and transphobia, one of the more damning and heavier burdens on the lives of people in this country has to do with debt, right? People are so stressed over the level of debt, and debt is not only a major cause of stress, but can have a detrimental effect on your overall health, right? When you're stressed out about anything, but especially about money, that increases your blood pressure, your chances for hypertension go up, your chances of a stroke or some sort of cardiac incident go up. Like, honestly, like living under capitalism and living in a debt society is bad for our health, okay? But amazingly, a healthcare providing entity coming out of near the Bay Area, Monterey, California, is where the story comes from. And it's the California hospital, the community hospital of the Monterey Peninsula, CHOMP. The community hospital of the Monterey Peninsula. Yeah, take me to the CHOMP ER. Take me to CHOMP. Is that what the people call it in Monterey? NorCal. Check in here if you know the answer to that. But I want us to go to this package, and then I'm gonna come back and tell you guys some more details about what I think is a good story. And again, is it going to revolutionize the lives of millions of people? This gesture undertaken by this hospital in Monterey? No, it isn't. But God damn it, we got to loud up even smallish acts of relief, of humanity and kindness. And I don't know what the actual motivation for this hospital taking this step is or was, but ultimately it is a net positive for the patients that are impacted by medical debt from services that they received at this hospital. So I want us to kick it to the package so we can get more details. Let's check it out.
Tens of thousands of patients of Community Hospital of the Monterey Peninsula will be receiving some form of medical debt forgiveness. Action News 8 reporter Jake Flores is here with more.
Yeah, Dan, we're talking about 100% of all outstanding patient responsible medical debt for all care received during the first 3 years of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Community Hospital of the Monterey Peninsula announcing Friday that outstanding medical debts for patients who visited their hospital for care during the pandemic in 2020, 2021, and 2022 will be completely forgiven. Chief Financial Officer Matt Morgan says this was a move they felt they needed to make in order to make a real difference in the community.
We know the pandemic inordinately impacted people who are like hospitality workers or teachers, small business owners, or people who are on a fixed income. And so those folks we thought really we had an opportunity to make a difference for.
According to the Commonwealth Fund, medical debt is the single largest cause of bankruptcy in the United States, affecting roughly 100 million Americans. CHOMP says their plan will give relief to tens of thousands of patients.
We've affected 29,000 patient accounts. Our best guess is about 13,000 households have had their medical debt forgiven. We've forgiven debts as small as $100 and as large as thousands of dollars. So real impact on households in all different levels.
The hospital hopes this move will help their patients feel a sense of relief during a time when many are feeling holiday stress.
To allow them to do something special in the holidays, so be it, but we hope they just feel better. Their mental health is actually impacted by something when we can affect their financial health. So that's what we're after and what we're all about here. So we've really felt kind of a true extra holiday spirit come through on this one.
The CFO says the hospital's phone has been ringing off the hook from gracious patients whose debts will be forgiven.
That's from KSBW News, and the messenger.com picks up the story. Will, if you could pull that up for me, please. So, as you heard there mentioned in the package that the hospital, the community hospital of the Monterey Peninsula, forgave the debts of tens of thousands of patients to the tune of $40.2 million. Guys, you guys remember we covered a similar story to this earlier this year where Cook County in Illinois actually purchased a sizable amount of medical debt from the medical debt of Cook County residents and informed them that their debt had been forgiven and taken care of. Apparently, this is not difficult to do. Like this is kind of an easy thing. Either when hospitals decide to do it themselves, or the way Cook County did, and I believe even John Oliver during one season of the not the Daily Show, Jesus, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver did something very similar where he purchased, I don't know, $1 million, $20 million, something ridiculous. But he didn't actually come up out his pocket, or nor did HBO for $1 million or $20 million. But when this medical debt gets sent to collections, and then it gets purchased by debt companies, and then it's purchased for pennies on the dollar. Usually, by the time the debt gets to a certain point during the collections process, it's not worth what the original amount was. It's usually worth like pennies on a dollar. So many millions and potentially billions of dollars in medical debt in this country could easily be purchased and forgiven. But I'm curious, like Monterey, correct me if I'm wrong here, chat, but we're talking about a very affluent part of California, are we not? Monterey County. We're talking maybe what, 2 hours outside of San Fran? Like, it's nice in Monterey, right? And I'm imagining, I don't know how many poor people live in Monterey. I mean, I'm sure they have some affordable housing somewhere. Everywhere got a little PJs, right? but uh but as the person speaking in the package mentioned, that most of the people coming there and who are going to be benefiting of this debt forgiveness are workers, right? Average working people, hospitality workers, food service workers, right? The people who can least afford medical bills in Monterey, probably let alone the cost of actually living in Monterey, but they have to come there to serve the elites. So, and they might get sick. I just wanted to bring you guys a story of something positive. That's goodwill.